And action.
Right there. So, Jared, I think if you have him looking, it's lighting on fire.
Yeah.
This is too soon.
The last year is kind of a blur. Jeremy and I have been in the editing room for Pendragon, and we've now worked on all of the episodes with Dallas and Jared. And we are very close to having a version of the show that people will actually watch.
I've got to say I'm really proud of the story we've told. I'm proud of the themes that we've explored. I'm proud of the edit. I'm proud of all the work that Dallas and Jared have done in particular, and Ryan. And we couldn't be more excited to share the show with you finally in January of 2026, which is closer now than it's ever been.
Jeremy had done his pass, and he felt like all the episodes were in a place that he really liked. But we still wanted to throw it out to our team of producers for them to just have one last look on things and give some notes.
One thing in this editorial process, which is great, is how validating it is to see all of the hard work. You know, you're in the thick of it, production back at the end of last year, and you're thinking, I know this is good stuff, but you don't really know until you sit down and you see it, and getting to see it on the big screen, it's really validating.
Cool, guys. Lots of VFX, obviously, we're going to figure out. I think there's a few story places where we need to finesse it a little bit.
It's phenomenal. It's beautiful. It's moving moments. At least one very, very solid moving moment in every episode. I think it's phenomenal. I think it's
Really great and emotional. And there's 15 nips and tucks that I caught.
Well, we're halfway there. Well, we just walked out of the first screening of the Pendragon Cycle, and The Dark Night of the Soul for me is over. It's been several months since the edit began, and now I get to see the episodes in their first form, and I know that we have a show.
There were still a few changes right in the 11th hour. We needed to take another look at it before we fully stamped it like it was done. In episode 4, where there's a cross-cutting between two battle sequences, we're trying to find the right sound design. Like, how does one sound take you into the next thing? The music is hitting at the right time to take you into the next scene.
We're doing a good job. I'm not sure we couldn't do better, but we're doing a good job of having the songs impact being on mostly Karis and Uther.
I think one thing we talked about a lot is Merlin's Awen moments throughout the show. That was something we spent a lot of time on. Does that make sense? Do we understand what that is?
This is straight from the novels. Lawhead gives the characters this sort of elevated state, the Alwyn, and it manifests itself differently. There might be an Alwyn that happens in prophetic moments or an Alwyn that happens in battle. We had made decisions in pre-production about how we thought we could present that to the audience, and we shot scenes consistent with those decisions. When we got into the edit, it was too subtle. And so we were able to create a new way of presenting that concept using sound, using alteration of footage. Editing is a process of discovery. You know, you're finding what the film is ultimately going to be. It's never quite what you think when you were writing it. It's never quite what you thought it was going to be when you were shooting it. For example, in one of our episodes, we introduced an important character, Aurelius.
If you throw your own life away, Aurelius.
Well, what we shot was awesome, but that felt like the wrong way to meet the character. Well, we were able to solve that problem not through reshoots, just through careful editing. We've availed ourselves of all of those tools in the edit to enhance the decisions that we made in pre-production and production and make sure that we're giving the audience the absolute best product that we can. I didn't shoot it that way.
Okay.
So we can't do any of those.
Nope.
Good.
Awesome.
We've made it now through the majority of the editing. We're just about to soft lock. And by soft lock, what I mean is typically at this point you lock picture, but we're not quite done. We're gonna head back overseas. We're gonna shoot a few pickups. We're gonna shoot a couple of additional scenes that we've realized would really help. Then when we get back, we'll do a more formal lock as we move forward with the rest of post-production. Well, we're back here in Central Europe for 6 days of reshoots on the Pendragon Cycle. We got into the edit bay and we had everything we needed to make an amazing show, but there were a few shots that didn't turn out as well as we had hoped, and so we've decided to use these days and here in this beautiful Romanian mountainside to grab those last little bits to put the finishing touches on what I think is going to be an amazing series.
Coming up here, I mean, you were in a different world. We're driving up these windy roads. All of a sudden, there's 200, 300 sheep scaling some of these mountains. It is wild.
It's been a true Pendragon reunion. We've had Tom, we've had Finney, we've had Miles, we've had Alex Lawrence Phillips, Rose, a lot of the main cast back working with us this week.
And action!
We're lucky that we've all become best friends in this shoot, and it's just good to be back with the boys and beautiful locations. We feel really lucky.
Okay, you guys rise. Not a lot of fun when it's your first week in Europe trying to acclimate and dealing with jet lag, but it looks really amazing.
Cut.
We're here today in the Transalpina region of Romania. We are shooting a scene from episode 3. We really wanted this pivotal scene to be really memorable, so we decided to shoot it up in Romania.
At the beginning we get the drawing, we get the concept, we get some references, and we try to follow them as precisely as we can, obviously. First we started with the preparation job in our workshop to bring it here, and then manually coming and finish it here.
3, 2, 1, action!
Romania and Transylvania, more specifically the Carpathian Mountains, which you know from Bram Stoker's Dracula. Stay tuned.
We're at Astra Studios and we're shooting The Lady in the Lake. So here's our lake where we're gonna film Rose coming out of the water.
I did a whole training day yesterday with rehearsals and trying to figure out how to use the diving equipment and how to breathe under there. It's been so much fun. And I do think that this is going to be one of my favorite shots of the film, if not my favorite day of the film. Do we like it better that I have my arms out, or do you want them to be kind of up and bent?
Rose is a pro. She just took to it immediately. So many moving pieces here, but it's amazing to be here today and see it happening.
Okay, mask and oxygen. And 3, 2, 1, action!
Look at that sword! Man, that was a great shot. I of course was screaming at the monitor, and it's obviously, a shot that is in the top 5 coolest shots in the whole show.
Well, that's a wrap on our week of reshoots in Central Europe for the Pendragon Cycle, and a proper wrap on production for the first season. From here, we're back in the edit bay. We should have picture lock, and from there, we'll have a show for everybody back home to watch.
We're back in Nashville after a couple of really amazing days in Hungary and Romania. We've taken the new footage and we're putting it into the existing edits of the episodes. Is the edit out? So it's back to where it was. Let's watch it one more time. Okay. Really fine-tuning everything.
We could make this moment so much more impactful if we had 2 more heartbeats worth of time before he grabs the knife.
Jeremy's spending a lot of time with us, really bringing his sort of creative vision to the show.
This shot in between.
Right.
And that gets you around the...
That might work.
Films are never finished, they're abandoned, and so you get to a point where you go, okay, I think we've dedicated enough time to trying to get this to the tightest, best version of itself that it can be.
That is picture lock on the Pendragon Cycle. What that means is you've agreed on the edit, you've agreed on the timeline, and from that moment forward, the timeline never changes.
It's taken about a year to get to picture lock, and it's a lot of content. It's 7 episodes and just a lot of different great options, and so we always had to make sure it was the best option.
It's kind of an emotional part of the journey when you're finally locking picture. We've spent months writing the show and months shooting the show and many months, almost a year in the edit. And now we're there. The story is going to be what the story is. The experience for the viewer will only get better from here.
At this next stage, when you move into all the technical aspects of visual effects and sound mixing, you're really opening it up to so many artists who are coming in, and the team gets much bigger in this process. It almost gets to the level of the same scope of being on set, per se.
There's nothing more fun than suddenly seeing your film color corrected, suddenly hearing it scored and sound designed, suddenly seeing all the visual effects in there. This is going to be the fun part. That's the journey. I'm looking forward to taking you through the rest of it.